For over 6 million visitors each year, Macau is an exotic attraction. Some go for the churches and temples, some for the wines and the exciting casinos. Motor racing enthusiasts crowd in for the November Formula 3 Grand Prix. But for the 500,000 people living in Macau, this territory is on the threshold of a vibrant, dynamic future. Shun Tak Holdings Ltd wants to share this future with the world. Shun Tak wants you to participate in the dynamic partnership. 500 years ago, Portugal colonized Macau. Since that time, it has been one of the centers in the trade between China, Hong Kong and the West. 30 years ago, Shun Tak started as a company which helped Macau to develop and prosper. The company began by transporting visitors between Hong Kong and Macau in the early 60s, with the initial incentive of launching into the great boom in Asian tourism. Shun Tak's growth was unprecedented. Today, the company has no less than 16 jetfoils, the largest number of jetfoils owned by any single company in the world. Its fleets take over 5 million visitors annually to the territory. Shun Tak was created for transportation, while STDM, Shun Tak's long-standing associate in Macau, was founded to build hotels, restaurants and casinos to meet the needs of these tourists. The association of Shun Tak and STDM has meant a three-pronged development of Macau's tourism resources, transportation, accommodation and leisure. The casinos might have attracted many of Macau's visitors, but having a good time was never a gamble. Nowhere else have the cultures of Asia and the Mediterranean been so elegantly merged. Everything from age-old architecture to lobsters fresh from the South China Sea. However, a fascinating surface is only part of Macau's success. Macau is directly linked with Guangdong Province and the Pearl River estuary. This is economically the most important region of China. In fact, the original founding of Macau was to facilitate trade between China, Europe and Japan. And this is exactly what the new Macau is projected to do. Today, Macau imports over $300 million worth of goods from China and transships it to the rest of the world each year. Along with trade has come a steady supply of workers helping Macau's light industries. With Macau on the west, Hong Kong on the east and China to the north, all have benefited by a supply of labor, sophisticated management, communications and transport facilities. About 3 years ago, the government of Macau, along with private sector companies like STDM, began a multi-billion-dollar infrastructural project to prepare the territory for the 21st century. Macau has the resources to do this. With primary education compulsory, and most children speaking Chinese, English and Portuguese, and with the University of East Asia turning out graduates in both arts and sciences, Macau is facing the future with optimism. To meet the rapidly growing demand of transportation in the next century, the infrastructural project includes a 24-hour international airport worth $600 million, which is suitable for all medium and long-haul civil aviation. As Undersecretary for Transport and Public Works, Mr. Luis Vasconcelos explains, the infrastructure also includes a container port and oil terminal, as well as a 3,900-meter-long bridge, which is the second longest bridge in Southeast Asia. This bridge will link the China border with the new airport, which is only 20 minutes away. As for the tourist industry, no less than 6 hotels are being constructed, with many more on the drawing board. The financing of this massive project is unique. Each individual project is planned and financed by both the government and private sector. For example, a private airline company has already been formed for a 25-year franchise with the government, while the airport is under construction.
Investing right now in Macau is becoming, for the private sector, very interesting because, you know, all the sectors are open to the private sector. The usual ones, the public service, all this is the policy of the government. So you can come to Macau and invest everywhere you want.
Spearheading the private sector is Shun Tak Holdings Ltd. Shun Tak was one of the first companies to spur on the tourism industry. Today, it's listed among the top 40 stocks on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, with assets worth over 250 million US dollars. With this solid foundation and a young management team, Shun Tak is widening the scope of all its activities. Shun Tak's growth is built on 3 divisions. The core has always been transportation. Shun Tak owns the largest fleet of jet foils in the world, providing 24-hour shipping service to Macau. To ensure that these ships are in top condition, Shun Tak has its own shipyard, Ocean Shipyards. Its 2 slipways, docking facilities and experienced engineers maintain and repair Shun Tak's fleet on a regular basis to make sure that it can operate smoothly at all times. Building on its experience in transport operations, Shun Tak has strengthened the transportation division by purchasing a 40% equity stake in AHK, Air Hong Kong Limited, which is the only all-cargo airline based in Hong Kong. By the end of 1991, Air Hong Kong will have a fleet of 2 Boeing 707s and 2 747s, fitted with all-cargo configuration. Air Hong Kong has regular flights to Nagoya, Japan, and Manchester, England. Air Hong Kong is also planning to expand its network to cover the potentially rich Indochina market in the near future. The second division of Shun Tak is hospitality. Shun Tak has a 77% equity in the 3 floating Chinese restaurants based in Aberdeen on the southwestern side of Hong Kong Island, which are known around the world. Each year, millions of visitors from around the world take a little ferry from Aberdeen Harbour. Here are feasts for the eyes and the tastes, and along with gourmet food goes the fascination of watching Hong Kong's fishermen at work. The newest restaurant, the Sea Palace, was fitted and renovated at Shun Tak's own shipyard in Hong Kong. The hospitality division also has a large interest in one of Macau's most prestigious hotels, the Mandarin Oriental. In addition, the division is currently managing 3 hotels in Macau. Shun Tak's third major division is in property investment. Knowing Macau and Hong Kong so intimately, Shun Tak has been prudently buying both residential and commercial sites. Shun Tak has invested in the massive Nova Taipa residential and commercial complex on the island of Taipa, as well as a large-scale shopping center in front of the Hai Lai Stadium. Throughout Macau, Shun Tak has taken a special interest in converting and modernizing buildings which have potential as a long-term investment. Apart from Macau, Shun Tak has also invested in a wide range of property developments in Hong Kong and the Asia-Pacific region. In addition to these 3 major divisions, Shun Tak also participates in Macau's growing entertainment business by taking up a 5% interest in a consortium which holds a 51% controlling interest in the Macau Horse Racing Company. For almost 3 decades, Dr. Stanley Ho has led the company in its expansion and diversification. Having been involved in all aspects of Shun Tak, as well as its associate, STDM, he sees his enterprises developing with Macau itself as a linchpin in Far Eastern trade.
As you can see, Macau is already having an economic boom, and both the government and the private sector are doing their very best to allow this boom to continue. And the Macau government has an ongoing policy to improve its infrastructure, such as the airport, the new sea terminal, the container port, to keep pace with the demand. And of course, the founding of our university also helps to maximize the talent of our local labor resources. Shun Tak acts as an investment vehicle for Macau, for those investors who wants a piece of action in Macau. After all, with these experience and expertise Shun Tak has acquired during these years, it will make an ideal partner for foreign firms who are seeking to do business here.
With Macau as its base, Shun Tak charts a three-tiered expansion. First, while keeping its leading role in transportation and its associate role in tourism, Shun Tak will continue to expand in the new Macau itself. The new airport, roads and cargo terminal will present a new look to the territory, even more essential when it becomes part of the special administrative region of the People's Republic of China in 1999. The second tier is obviously Hong Kong, just 55 minutes from Macau by jet foil, 20 minutes by helicopter. The shipping, property and hospitality sections tie up intimately between these two territories. The third tier brings together Macau and Hong Kong with the rest of the world. Air Hong Kong is now linked with Nagoya, Japan. By its regular cargo flights to the United Kingdom and Brussels, the center of the EEC, Shun Tak will become a vital link between the Far East and Europe. Macau and Shun Tak have been partners for many years now. And as the territory enters the next century, business opportunities will continue to arise. For some, Macau will always be a blend of Eastern and Western cultures. But alongside this charm is a new vision. Macau's commerce has benefited southern China and Hong Kong, and its future is geared to making it one of the centers of Asia. Shun Tak has brought the world to Macau. As the only public company in Hong Kong that offers substantial investment opportunities in Macau, we now reach out to the world. We want to share our experience and success with you and invest with you in the most important commodity of all, the future.